talk to him.
Al, is Sal, sir, please? My husband?
Oh, yeah? Let's see you motherfucker, son of a bitch.
What's this?
TalkManRadio Fantasy Football Podcast. Hey guys, it's TalkManRadio. It's the rookie edition. It is August 17th, so we still got a little time left. Anything can happen, but we're going to talk about a few quarterbacks, some running backs, and some guys who catch the ball. Basically, wide receivers, tight ends, if you didn't get that. So, yeah, this is rookies. Rookie. What is that? Oh, good. How's rookie camp? Yeah, it's good. We like it. Like it a lot. Okay, so let's get to it. Quarterbacks, I'm going to do first. I'm going to do three of them. Trubisky, Watson, and Kaiser. And I'm going to do them in order to keep it simple. Just for you. Number one, I'm going to put Watson up.
On the Panthers sideline. 5 into pattern. Watson pumps and then delivers. Strike over the middle. And fumble. Fumble with football. First down, Houston. Riley McCarron. We want to continue to build on that. Watson from a well-formed pocket. Room and time. Now the pocket evaporates. And Watson chucks it out of bounds. Quarterback coach bending into to show him what happened on the Microsoft Surface. So now Watson is going to try to move Houston down. Watson's got that. Anderson on third down. Touchdown, Deshaun Watson, 15 yards.
So those were the highlights. Some of the good, he looked kind of accurate. I mean, some of the guys were freaking wide open as hell, but he hit them. He didn't throw it, all over the place. The one in between the two guys, that wasn't bad. That wasn't a terrible pass. He made some good decisions. He slid when he had to slide, and he threw the ball away when he had to throw the ball away, which means he's getting coached up, and that's good. He can move around. See all the rollouts they were trying. Interesting. They never really had that in Houston, so this is like a fresh look. They had the Schwab there for a while, and then they had Osweiler. Oh God, that guy was awful. That guy was so awful. Neither of them could run. He did overthrow a lot in the beginning. That might have been nerves, but yeah, he did overthrow a few. And he was playing against second teamers and maybe some third teamers in there. So, grain of salt. But if anybody has a chance to do something quarterback wise, I'd throw him at number one. Okay, let's look at Trubisky next. He's my number two.
On 2nd and 4, blitz coming. Trubisky throws and completes to Josh Bellamy. Inside the 20, inside the 10, and down. And Bellamy to the left, Thompson to the right. Trubisky rolls and throws. Touchdown! Victor Cruz! Do that dance!
Victor Cruz for the touchdown.
3 wide receivers. Benny Cunningham, the running back. The play fake by Trubisky, who rolls and throws and completes to Deontay Thompson.
Play.
Off the play fake. Being rushed. Trubisky throws and it's caught. Diving catch by Deontay Thompson. And he's out of bounds. Trubisky out of the shotgun. All receivers out. The pass caught. And fighting his way to the goal line was Ruben Randall, but he's just short. Done Mitch Trubisky. Looking and throwing deep over the middle, complete to Thompson for a first down at the 20-yard line. 2 tight ends in on the play fake, rolling and throwing and completing down the 5-yard line to Tanner Gentry.
Okay, so there's the video. The good was the accuracy, especially the accuracy on the run. You can see that. The rollouts were pretty effective. I mean, and that wasn't all of it, but that was some of it. And a lot of the better parts of his play showed up on the rollouts. So there you go. Can't just discount that. Come on. Another point is the mobility, which kind of segues from the first good point. He had, kind of like Watson, he opens up the playbook a little bit. You can roll him out a little more. I mean, Cutler could roll out, but he rolled out and threw picks. So this guy didn't look like he was doing that. So number 3 would be the decision making, which again, he already looks better than Cutler in that aspect. He wasn't forcing the ball. Again, he looks well coached for a rookie. But we got to look at the bad here. Okay, before I get into the bad, I'd like to establish a criteria first, and that would be this. Bill Parcells' 4 rules for drafting a quarterback. Number 1, must be a senior. Number 2, must be a graduate. Number 3, must be a 3-year starter. Number 4, must have won 23 games. Now, you can pause it and go back and read the reasons why. I'll go with it because, in case you don't know who Bill Parcells is, he was the coach of the Giants. If you're a little young, you may not know him or remember him. I'm sure you've heard of him. But he won 2 Super Bowls with the Giants, and his defensive coordinator during those 2 runs was Bill Belichick. I'm sure you've heard of him, so there's some context for you on Bill Parcells' pedigree. Moving on to Trubisky. So here's Trubisky's record. He actually is a graduate. I had to look that up. He graduated in 3 years. But as for the other criteria, he doesn't hit any of them. So my big point on him is maturity. He hasn't played enough. So that's why I put him behind Watson as number 2. And if you want to do the criteria and put it on Watson, he hits more of them. He has 23 wins, and he's a graduate. He's not a senior. So that's the main difference. That's the main difference between number 1, Watson, and number 2, Trubisky. Now we're going to get to number 3. DeShone Kizer's number 3. We're going to take a look at some Week 1 action right now.
Got a gun.
Got to catch it.
Right on target. Rifles one right at the sticks to Boyce. He made that catch at quarterback. Under pressure. Got rid of the ball. And a good comeback pattern by Hall. Kizer steps up. Open. Touchdown. Kizer complete to Leslie. Smart guy. Saints come with a blitz. Kizer hangs in the pocket, rifles one to the sideline, and that'll keep the drive alive out to the... Kizer blitz coming. Airs it out. Touchdown!
Wow. So there's the Kizer video. Some of the good, he had a good arm. The arm looked strong. You can't deny that. You could see the passes going out there with a little bit of zip. The accuracy was not as good as I'd say Watson or Trubisky, but he was fairly accurate. He did have those 2 touchdown bombs, but those guys were a little bit open. You got to put it in a smaller window once you start playing against number 1 defenses, which none of these rookies are playing against. You have to make that point. He was tough in the pocket. He hung in there. That one pass where the guys were all over and he got out of it, put the ball in the corner, got the first down. That was impressive. His mobility in the pocket, but more, I kind of like to say, the awareness. He kind of knew what was going on around him, so he was moving around in the pocket, aware of who's coming at him, where they're coming at him, without having to actually look at him, which is good because how many times have you seen quarterbacks with no pocket awareness just get the ball, I'm going to throw it, before he even gets a chance to think that some guy, come here, and the ball pops out, and you get a turnover, and you're an idiot, and go home. So I didn't see that with him, and that's a positive. But there's always a negative. Let's get into that. So for the bad, I go back to the criteria I've been using all along with all 3 of these quarterbacks. As you can see, 2 years he's been a starter. So he wasn't a 3-year starter. He's definitely not a senior. He didn't graduate, and he didn't get 23 wins. As a matter of fact, I think last year they were at 4-8. Ugh. So those are the quarterbacks. But now let's get into the good stuff. Let's get into the running backs. The running backs have a much better chance of contributing to your team winning, especially winning a championship. So we're going to get into the running backs, and this is the order I have them in, and I'll get into more of that right now. But number 1, McCaffrey. Number 2, Cook. Number 3, Fournette. Number 4, Mack. Number 5, Mixon. Let's get started. Let's look at some Week 1 video. Okay, I'll be using PPR as my criteria for rookie running back. So number 1 rookie running back for 2017 is Christian McCaffrey. Let's take a look at some Week 1 preseason action.
McCaffrey in, hands on his knee pads. It's McCaffrey for 2 yards. Making sure he's lined up right. McCaffrey takes the handoff, darts through an opening, keeps his pads and his legs churning. First down, rushing, Carolina Panthers.
Guys, so he just gets behind his lineman, and it's hard to find him in there. And then all of a sudden, he pops out on you, and then dives for a few more yards.
On 2nd and 10, handoff sweep, McCaffrey accelerates and close to the first down stakes. Very talented NFL wide receiver. Fake the jet sweep and then hand it off right up inside to McCaffrey, and he's popped after 2 yards. His left side with 4 on the play clock. McCaffrey looks like he kind of knows when the play is about to end, knows to try to end the play on his own terms.
Not to have to take those extra hits, but look how he just moves laterally and so quick. He doesn't stop. Everything's a glide and move.
New series of downs for Carolina. Joe Webb turns to the near side and hands the ball off to the rookie Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey opposite of the Simonson block and crawled to the 49.
Just nice positive yards. You know, they send the formation the other way, and he just hits it.
So there's the video on McCaffrey. What I liked was that he hit the holes, no dancing around behind the line, losing 2 yards. That's annoying. He always got positive yardage out of all the carries that you saw. He's got some speed. He's got some shiftiness. He's athletic. You can see him kind of moving around. He's very fluid in his movements. He's got some moves. Gotta like that. He can catch the ball. And you combine all that other stuff with the ability to catch the ball. That's not bad. But they didn't show you him catching the ball. So I'll show you him catching the ball. Not bad. And that was Luke Kuechly.
What?
Yeah. Henry, did you see that?
I know.
So, yeah, that's what I like about him. And one more thing is he has NFL genetics. His dad was Ed McCaffrey. He was a big part of the Denver Broncos Super Bowl team. Yeah, that guy. Some of the bad, he may have to orient himself to the speed of the NFL. And is he a good blocker? We don't know that yet. So, speed and blocking may be some concerns. Not sure, but it's out there. Other than that, I really don't see too many issues with him. He's my number 1 rookie running back. I also didn't like that he sat out his last college game. That's something that doesn't sit well with me. Kind of gives me that me-first attitude. But everything else looks okay. Maybe he can shed that. We'll see what happens. Okay, my number 2 running back is Dalvin Cook. Let's take a look at him against Buffalo Week 1.
First look at that 4-3 from Buffalo. Minnesota goes to the ground. It'll be a couple on first down, maybe to the 25. Bill showing pressure. Legs continue to churn.
Runs to get them in a 3rd and short.
3rd and 1, Dalvin Cook, the tailback. Bradford, he's going to throw it. Finds the rookie from Florida State. First down, Minnesota.
And hence the early throw that was an incomplete.
Cook to the left. Met at about the 39 and pushed back. There's Marcel Darius there. 3rd and 12. Dalvin Cook, the reception, met at the 25. And the punt team's going to come out. Cook maybe to the line of scrimmage.
But the league hasn't gone to that yet, and I think maybe they should.
Bradford on 2nd and 10. Cook pretty good with the ball in his hands, and a late flag comes in.
And he's looked good, and it's transitioned to the game tonight.
Yeah, I think it's more than just fighting for playing time right now. He's fighting for a starting spot. And Wyoming's career tackles for loss leader with 39. An interesting story. You know, grew up in play clock getting down low. Keenum hands it off to Cook.
So there's the video. Dalvin Cook, week 1, Buffalo. He looked okay. Some of the things I liked. He hit the hole. He fights for yards. He gets positive yards. Another guy doesn't stop at the line of scrimmage or behind to try and make moves on 17 guys. He doesn't do that. He can catch the ball. Like I said, PPR. This is what we're looking for, guys, to get. Not only do you get the yardage, you get the point per reception. That's what PPR stands for. In case you're Yahoo and don't know that. He's speedy, he's shifty, he kind of reminds me a lot of McCaffrey, except I'll put McCaffrey and his athletic ability a little further ahead of him. So he's kind of like a poor man's Christian McCaffrey. That's why he's the number 2 rookie running back I have on here. Some of the bad, you're going to have to see how he adjusts to the speed of the NFL. We'll see that this weekend against Seattle, who can stop the run. Is he going to be able to adjust? Is he going to be able to block? Those are 2 important things that we're going to have to see. And if not, you're going to get running back by committee with him and Murray from Oakland. But I think as the season progresses, he'll take on more of the role, unless he does, he doesn't learn these things. But he's my number 2 running back. That's the good and the bad. My number 3 rookie running back is going to be Leonard Fournette. So let's take a look at him week 1 of the preseason versus New England. See what happens.
50-yard punt, 42-yard return. Leonard Fournette gets the football for Jacksonville and drives into the heart of the Patriots defense. Fournette.
Time to see who's tough. Now it's time to see who will commit to tackling this big back.
Second down, Fournette again powers his way over the 30-yard line into their own territory. Just underway here, first quarter. Thanks for joining us. Bortles to give to Fournette again.
Great job. Close. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about right there. The hole opens up.
In the backfield. Bortles gives it to him. He powers his way and bowls his way down to the 20-yard line before he's finally brought down by Jordan Richards. Big Josh Augusta right there. Look out of Minnesota. Here's Fournette up the middle again. Gets a good chunk of yardage. Good field position. Leonard Fournette with the carry for New England.
As Andy said, there's been no competition in camp, so it's going to be Steven or bust.
All right, here's Leonard Fournette. We'll talk a little bit about how he got there. The Jaguars did on 1st and goal.
Opportunity in a red zone situation.
Here's Fournette. Bowls his way down near the goal line, but he's short. It's down to about the 1. At the 1-yard line for the Jaguars. It's Fournette again. He easily burst his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Jaguars.
So there's the video. Leonard Fournette, number 3 rookie running back. The good. He's a big back. Look at the video. The same play. Up the middle. Up the middle. Up the fucking middle. Every time. So that's what they're going to do, and that's what they're going to do a lot. That's what it looks like to me. They used the 4th pick on this guy. They didn't use the 4th pick in the draft to make a running back by committee with him, Chris Ivory, and TJ Yeldon. Those yahoos. I don't think so. I think it's him up the middle, up the middle, up the middle, all fucking day on Sunday. So that's the good that I see out of him. The bad, can he catch the ball? I don't know. Can he? Didn't do a lot of it in college. Can he do it in the pros? Can he catch a Blake Bortles pass? Who knows? We're going to have to find that out. If he has to make a guy miss, can he? Can he juke out an NFL linebacker? Does he have the elusiveness to do that? He just looks like a straight up-the-middle guy. And again, I hate this. He sat out his bowl game because he's a me guy. Can he shed that? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. But that's Leonard Fournette, the good and the bad, and the number 3 rookie running back. Rookie running back number 4 is Marlon Mack of the Colts. There's no preseason week 1 video. So let's see what they said about him on draft day. And I'll do a little play-by-play for you from the highlight reel. How about that?
I'm a big Marlon Mack fan. I mean, this is somewhere that's got the size and the speed. You watch him on outside runs. You see him get to the perimeter, put his foot in the ground, and he is explosive.
Ooh, they're moving around. Look at him go. It was a touchdown. There you go. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's not bad. How's he holding that ball? Look at who's holding that ball. What are you doing? Come on, buddy. And he gets the ball again. Up, whoop, where you going? Up, there he goes. Up. Got that ball out again. Come on. It's going to create fumbling issues. Here he goes again. Up. This might be the same play, but he's still got the ball out again. Whoop. Spinning. Good balance. Gotta like that. Whoa, look at him go. And he's right. Explosiveness. Whoop. Move. Not bad. This kid does not look too shabby to me. I do not like the fumbling possibility, though. Oh, there he goes. Oh, there's a move. There you go. And outside. And what's he going to do now? He's going to he's going to take the ball, and he's going to run away, and there he goes. See you later. And he jumped around waving that guy.
So there's the video. What I like most about him is not even on the video. What I like most about him is the offense that he's in that will give him the opportunities to make big plays. You got Andrew Luck behind you. That's got to be good. He's got the best quarterback of the guys so far, I think. So that's good. What I saw from the video, I like the moves. I like the speed. Even though it says that he ran a 4.5, he looks like he's faster than that on tape, which goes to the explosiveness he showed. I liked all that. What I didn't like was holding that ball like that. What are you doing? You can't hold the ball like that in the NFL. You're going to get 72 fumbles and be out of the league. So I didn't like that. Also, what I don't like is actually his offensive line. I don't think that's very good. And he is behind Al Gore. And the inconvenient truth of that is that if he can't acclimate himself to the speed and what you need to do in the NFL to push yourself ahead, I don't know if he's going to be in a timeshare or maybe even lose carries to Gore. So, but he's number 4. I'll give him that. A lot of it is due to the offense he's in, but number 4, there you go, Marlon Mack. So my number 5 preseason rookie running back is Joe Mixon from Cincinnati. He did play in week 1, so we have some video. You don't have to listen to my crappy play-by-play anymore. So let's get to it.
I've gotten to know you over the years. I know you're a smart guy. You love the game. You're a center. So all we have to say is he was a center, so we know he's a smart guy. I mean, the centers are always the smart guy.
We're typically better looking,
Better looking.
Yes.
Hey, Bob, here's the new guy. And you hear the crowd react to Joe Mixon on his first carry. Obviously a controversial pick.
First really live football we've seen out of these guys. So we're still learning about a lot of them. We're still learning about them.
Aaron dumps out to Mixon on the left side, makes the first man miss. Second, third, fourth one finally gets him, but it's in Buck territory at the 41-yard line. He's been a wow guy every day.
Yeah, he might be I. He might be I. We're going to let him continue to prove it, but he's shown the traits that we saw in college, and might be I. We're going to let him continue to prove it, but he's shown the traits that we saw in college, and he's an eager guy that works hard, and it means a lot to him, and he's certainly getting a big opportunity again tonight, like a lot of guys.
You know what I enjoyed watching the 2 days I was at back, but just full speed, and the guy's amazingly quick.
Yeah, he's got the step. It gives to Mixon. He cuts back, finds his way across the 30 to almost the 33-yard line. Give him 8 on first down. Inside give. Joe Mixon can run a little bit.
There's the video. Joe Mixon, week 1 preseason. He looked good. I gotta say, he moved forward. Not a lot of dancing around. He got you positive yardage. That's a plus. They want to run the ball in Cincinnati. They have all these running backs. They have Bernard, but he got hurt. They have Hill, but he's in the doghouse. So they bring in Mixon. And Mixon and Hill kind of have the same body type, but I think Mixon catch the ball better. And that's my third good point on Joe Mixon. He can catch the ball. The video shows he caught a ball. Not only that, the stats from Oklahoma last year confirm it. 37 catches, 538 yards, 2013. What are you going to say about that? There's the bad, though, and the bad is, I guess you got to start with the character issue. Punch some girl in the face in 2014. What's the deal with running backs punching people in the face? What is that? Use that hand to carry the ball. That's all you should be doing with it. So, yeah, there's that. There's also the fact that Cincinnati's line is not that good. And I think guys might have left. I think Whitworth, was he the guy? I have to look it up. I made a point of looking it up, but I didn't. So, yeah, that's the good, that's the bad. That's Joe Mixon, number 5 rookie running back. So next on the list is rookie wide receivers. I'm expanding that out a little bit to include tight ends because they both catch passes. So rookie wide receivers can be a huge asset to your fantasy football team. We all know that. Michael Thomas last year had a pretty good year. I had him in my league. I started him like week 9 because I'm a moron. But he had a good year. OBJ a few years back won countless championships, I'm sure. So let's take a look at some of the top wide receivers. I mean, these are the top guys. These are the top guys that were drafted and are going to make the biggest impact right now. I'm talking about Davis from Tennessee. I'm talking about Ross from Cincinnati. Williams from the Chargers. O.J. Howard, tight end from Tampa Bay. Zay Jones, with the trade that just happened, his value just went up. So let's take a look at some of the fantastic. Wait do you see this? Wait do you see this action from week 1? Here we go.
What the hell was that?
So none of these top draft picks caught a pass this weekend, mostly due to injury. But they are going to be drafted most likely. So let's go through the order in which they got drafted. We'll start with Corey Davis.
With the 5th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Corey Davis.
Corey Davis, arguably the most accomplished receiver ever in FBS out of Western Michigan. The only player ever with 300 receptions, 5,000 receiving yards, and 50 touchdown catches in his career.
Clemson, John Ross with the durability concerns out of Washington, despite having that 4.22 speed, will drop a little bit. You watch him here. He's nearly 6'3", 6'2 3/4. There's about 210 pounds, has good length, good catch radius. And watch him here after the catch. This is where Corey Davis is at his best. Uses an effective stiff arm, really able to make defenders miss, and you see the speed there. So while he didn't run for the clock, I think what John Robinson, the GM, is saying, hey, I saw that speed on tape on game day, and you watch him there make that one-handed catch. An issue with Corey Davis was an occasional drop of a catchable ball. Now, I think that's something that you look at Jordan Matthews with the Eagles, good player, but drops an occasional ball that's catchable. Corey Davis will do the exact same thing. More consistency coming out of the Mid-American Conference, level of comp, somewhat of a concern, and then they
run the entire route tree, and you'll see it here, and it starts at the line of scrimmage. The guy can just beat press. I have him here as a comparison to Amari Cooper in terms of body type-wise, and you see Amari can just break people down at the line of scrimmage. You saw Corey Davis do that, whether he was at the X, whether he was at the Z or the E. He will beat people at the line of scrimmage, and then he will put his foot in the ground, and he will become a runner quickly, which is one of the things that you're going to see here that Amari Cooper was known for at Alabama. On these kind of rocket screens and tunnel screens, bubble screens, could he become a runner after the catch and create those big plays where you didn't need the quarterback to necessarily throw the ball down the field? Corey Davis did this. He did it all year long. You'll see it right here again on the highlight. Same kind of play you just saw from Amari Cooper. And then watch him turn on the Jets. I know he hasn't run a 40 on the clock, but that looks plenty fast to me, and obviously that looked plenty fast to John Robinson.
So there's the highlights from Corey Davis on draft day being compared to Amari Cooper. Looks like a good comparison. So he's going to a team with a good quarterback. He's got good guys around him, good running game, good complementary wide receivers. There's no reason he shouldn't be a good player. Look at all the production in college. Go back and look at the video. 1 million catches, 1 million yards, 50 touchdowns. That's not bad. So he shows he can do it. But here's the problem. Injuries. He's injured already. As of right now, it's the beginning of week 2 of the preseason. I think the Bills and the Eagles are on. I don't think he's going to play this game. I think he plays Saturday. I don't think he's going to play that game, and he didn't play in week 1. So you have to keep an eye on Corey Davis. He'll probably be one of the top rookie wide receivers taken, but buyer beware with him due to the injury concern. That's Corey Davis. So next on the list is the 7th pick in the draft. That's Mike Williams. He went to the Chargers. Let's take a look at him on draft day.
The Los Angeles Chargers select Mike Williams, wide receiver, Clemson.
Part of the championship team. There's the injury we were talking about. Comes from a hometown where the population is 170, which would be 3 rows of seats over there here in Philadelphia. Graduated in December with a sociology degree. Played a big part in that national championship game win over Alabama. Made some big clutch catches and traps.
Well, you think about a guy coming back from adversity. Mike Williams had that neck injury early on 2 years ago. Missed the entire season with that neck injury. And you watch it here. I tell you, you got to wonder, is his career going to be in jeopardy coming back from that? You're worried about, you're sick about what you just saw with Mike Williams. Missed the entire rest of that season. Had to come back and show that he was going to be back to the level he was prior to the injury. And in game number 1 against Auburn, first game of the year, 9 catches for a 19.3 yard average. He was back. And he was back with a vengeance. All year consistent. 12 catches against NC State. He had 15 catches in their loss to Pitt for 202 yards and a touchdown. Back shoulder throws, that power forward who can high point the ball in coverage. Guys, it reminds me a lot of Alshon Jeffrey. Big at 6'3 and a half, 218 pounds. Good hands. Now he'll drop a ball now and then, some concentration drops. I think you look at him as a player who's going to work hard. He ran a 4.5 40.
So there you go. There's the skinny on Mike Williams from draft day. The good, he's a big body. They compared him to Alshon Jeffrey. So do I, but I'll get to that later. He looks like he's a volume catcher. One game he caught 9 passes. There was 15 passes in there somewhere. I heard that somewhere. He's got a good quarterback. So those are the good. The bad, well, what do you think? Take a wild guess. Injuries. His neck was broke. He missed a year. His back now. He won't be back until October, so by the time your draft comes around, he still won't be back, and he won't be back for the following week. So, buyer beware, again, be very aware. That's Mike Williams. Okay, so our next rookie is John Ross from the Cincinnati Bengals. Again, didn't play last week, so let's look at draft day.
The Cincinnati Bengals select John Ross, wide receiver, Washington.
If you want speed, John Ross is your guy. Out of Long Beach, California. He's had some injuries, including a shoulder this year, a torn ACL in 2015, but he set the world on fire at the Combine by running that 4.22.
Fly, fastest player in the country, fastest player in the draft, set a record for this 4.22 40. You look at Chris Johnson, how fast he was. Here's John Ross. And you think about the injury factor with the ACL, with the shoulder. Here he is against USC. Talk about Adoree Jackson, what a great corner he is. See him time and time again this year against Pac-12 corners, getting the best of them. Average 18 or more yards per catch in 5 games. Last 3 regular season games, he had 78 receptions. Think about it against Adoree Jackson at USC. 8 catches, 19.3 yard average. They weren't all against Adoree. Those against USC and some of those talented DBs. Had some trouble securing the ball at times. Colorado game wasn't one of his best ever, but he has that jab step, get a cornerback leading one way, and he bursts the other way and gets that separation. Think about a guy who has been relatively consistent, and he can take the top off of defense like no other. John Ross, the Sean Jackson type, if he can stay healthy.
The only guy who's dealing with some offseason issues. He's got a labrum issue. He's had multiple knee issues in his career. Teams don't even know that I talked to if he's going to be available once you get to training camp or whether he starts the season on PUP.
Okay, so did you see that? Were you watching that? That was ridiculous. His legs looked like they were moving in fast forward and everybody else in slow motion. So that's a huge asset. You can't teach speed. It's just a God-given ability. So he has it, and he has a lot of it. So that's his best weapon. Also, he's playing opposite A.J. Green here. And Andy Dalton's not a terrible quarterback. He's not that bad. And he's playing opposite one of the top 5 receivers. So the opportunities for big plays to use that speed are right there for him. But when we go to the bad side, this theme just keeps popping up. Injuries. If he can get out on the field to do these things, yeah, he's great. But so far, let's go down the list. Torn ACL, a shoulder, both knees that guy was talking about. I never heard of that. He knows, or he might be bullshitting, but I don't think they bring him on, put him on TV to bullshit. and he just got back on the 15th from a hamstring. And hamstring and speed, guys, that's such a bad mix. You don't believe me? Go look up LaShawn McCoy. So that's Sean Ross. All right, next up is the big guy, tight end O.J. Howard of the Tampa Bay Bucks.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select O.J. Howard, tight end, Alabama.
17 straight games with a reception to end his Bama career. He averaged over 15 yards a catch, Mel, at Alabama for his career, despite less than stellar quarterback play.
Think about a kid 6'5 and a half, 251 pounds, arm length excellent, 4.51 speed, did 22 reps. He's a blocker. He's in line, as I've been saying. I'm amazed. You think about Jameis Winston and the weapon he can be. You got Cameron Brate. Now you add a guy like O.J. Howard. He'll help out your running game, and that's still an issue with Doug Martin's suspension, and they can add a running back down the line. Keep in mind, 11 of the 12 playoff teams didn't have a first-round running back, so you can find these guys like Jordan Howard for the Bears in the 5th round last year. You look at a guy like O.J. Howard, you like to see him sustain a little better, but I like the blocking because you don't see that of any collegiate tight ends these days. He had 2 or fewer receptions in 7 of 12 regular season games. Don't blame that on O.J. Howard. Blame it on the coordinator. Late in the year, though, he was targeted more. He had 8 catches against A&M, 6 against Mississippi State, 5 against Auburn. O.J. Howard was one of the best 5 to 8 players in this draft, and Tampa Bay gets him at 19.
Lowest in the NFL, he'll help that. But more importantly, they need a running game to really help them, and they need a guy at the tight end position that can help them secure the edges, and whoever they wind up playing at running back, help him get on the perimeter. You see him here. I saw him at the Senior Bowl. This is a guy who can pass protect. He can handle 6 technique defensive ends one-on-one because he's big enough and strong enough to do that. Here, you see this here. You see this block here that springs the long touchdown.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. He looks like a reliable target catching the ball. He's big. All you got to do is throw it near him, and he'll catch it, and he can break away from guys. He can separate a little bit from linebackers at least. And the tight end position, you're not going to be doing too many deep routes. So, yeah, he's got speed, and he's a big target. Also, what I liked was his run blocking at the tight end position. That was pretty good. You don't see that a lot in college. You don't see the guys getting in there and just pounding on dudes at the tight end position for the running game. So, I was impressed with that. That's pretty good. On the bid, he's going to a team with a lot of options. And the main option, which is Mike Evans, gets a lot of the targets. And now they brought in Deshaun Jackson to complement him with his speed going up the field on go routes. That's going to be tough to break in there. On top of that, there's also a tight end there who came on late last year named Cameron Brate. So I don't know if there's enough footballs there to go around. But he could be good. They could score tons of points. Cameron Brate could go down. He's a good. He would be a good tight end to get. Yeah, so there you go. O.J. Howard. If you're in a league that has the tight end position, yeah, you can get some value there. He's not a bad player. Pretty good pick. All right, now we're going to get into a second-round pick. Zay Jones, number 37 to the Buffalo Bills. There's some interesting information here and some pretty good video, so let's take a look.
In Arizona, to go opposite of Patrick Peterson. As you said, he can play all those positions. Maybe he'll swing in over there. Played high school ball with Miles Jack. That was one heck of a high school team, by the way. He says he models his game after Rondé Barber, so we'll see if he plays out as well as Rondé Barber did in his career.
With the 37th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select wide receiver Zay Jones from East Carolina.
Oh, for those people that remember the K-Gun offense, they're going to love Zay Jones. Look at his DNA. His dad, Robert Jones, 3-time Super Bowl champ with the Dallas Cowboys, a first-round pick in 1992. His uncle, Jeff Blake, who threw one of the prettiest deep balls in the history of the NFL. So the DNA lines are there, and all he did was catch everything. Most receptions in a career in FBS, 399. And a single season, 158 this past season at East Carolina. He could do everything.
I was a little skeptical at first because of the offense, a lot of bubble screens, a lot of vertical, just 9 routes down the field. Then we got him to the Senior Bowl, Lewis. I remember that week you and I were down there and watched him run routes, watched him separate, watched him run the pro route tree and excel with it. I thought he was one of the best players, if not the best player there that week, Mel. That kind of turned my opinion on him.
You know what did it for me? 22 catches against South Carolina. He had a drop in that game, and on the next play, he's blocking. This kid is a Hines Ward type. Contested throws go his way.
Well, what can I say? You gotta like the DNA. The DNA's helpful. The father was a first-round pick. The uncle was Jeff Blake, so he's been catching passes from an NFL quarterback his whole life. That's big. I like the DNA, just like I like the DNA with McCaffrey. The only one I don't like the DNA with is Casey Matthews. So he's a catch machine. He really is. 158 catches in a college season in 2016. That's pretty good. The Matthews injury just opens this up for him. It's wide open. If God isn't telling you, hey, get out there and go play, who's going to tell you? He's giving it to you. And that team's desperate. I mean, desperate for wide receiver help. So he could be, all these things could culminate into one good season for this guy. I'm not going to say great, but he could be a really good player. But they don't throw the ball a lot over there. So that goes in the bad column. He also had a knee injury that kept him out of the all-season program. That's not great. But he's back. He's probably playing right now, but I don't know because I don't have the TV on. He's 6'2", but lean. That means physical cornerbacks will give him some problems, maybe. But overall, and the value you can get with this guy, you'll get this guy in the teens. So, value-wise, this guy's an excellent shot. Zay Jones. So I feel kind of lame not being able to show you any guys from week 1 that I actually have my eye on. So I'm going to show you a guy from week 1 that I did not have my eye on, but now I do. Let's take a look.
Look. 2nd down and 8. Stafford back to throw, scrambles a bit. Little dump pass out there, a nice catch made. And immediately a first down is Kenny Golladay, a wide receiver, 2017. Here's the throw to the end zone. What a catch. Unbelievable grab by Kenny Golladay. He was going to the ground when he caught the football. That was just a tremendous pick, or actually a reception by Golladay.
Yeah, this is again, Golladay has beaten Quincy at the end of the down. Quincy's in really good shape, but on both cases, he doesn't get.
And the throw to the end zone, Golladay. And he makes the catch for the touchdown. And Kenny Golladay has already got 2 scores in this football game. Both of Detroit.
Kenny Golladay. Who the hell is that guy? There's always a guy who pops out of nowhere. And he might be that guy. He's a big body. He was a 3rd-round pick by the Detroit Lions. He's got the big body, kind of like Calvin Johnson. He's just not as good as Calvin Johnson. But he looks like he could be okay. He went out there with the starting unit. His body type differentiates himself from Marvin Jones and Golden Tate, which could be a huge asset for him, especially in the goal line. And as you saw, he caught 3 balls, 2 were touchdowns, and he caught them with Stafford. So there could be some chemistry brewing there. I kind of like him just because of how different he is from the other 2 wide receivers that are veterans and have more experience than him, but he's obviously getting out there. So there could be something there for Kenny Golladay. Also, think about, in terms of the tight ends, I saw a little bit of him. Ingram from the Giants. Watch out for him because they need a tight end out there, and he is one, and they went up pretty high to go get him. So you got a good quarterback with the Giants thrown to Ingram. In Detroit, you have Golladay from Stafford, which could be something. So if you have a tight end spot open in the league, Ingram could be a shot, and you might get him a little late with some value. Golladay, keep watching him in the preseason. So there you go. That's the TalkManRadio top rookies for 2017. Leave a comment if you'd like the Sleeper podcast to be broken up into quarterback, running back, and wide receivers, so it won't be as long. I have no problem with that. I'll take care of it because this is by far the longest podcast I've done. But as a wise man of the Tao once said,
hey, fellas, this is what you work all off season for. This is why you lift all them weights. This is why you do all that.
Hey, thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow TalkMan Radio on Facebook and Twitter, and kill that like button and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget, everyone's team sucks but mine.